the network signal cut off immediately. It was a total disconnection. I want to welcome you back to the Tide of Affairs show on Biafra Global Network. Yeah, that was a serious network problem we had there. It just went off totally. I had to reboot the Wi-Fi and also try to put everything in perspective so that we can go on. And thank you all for joining. I know that some of you have been cut off. The network signal was so poor. The Wi-Fi just went totally off. I had to put it off to put it on again to reboot it so that we can see whether the network can come up. We have this serious network problem this period. Since last week Friday, we've been having last week Thursday, we've been having serious network problems. I don't know. Thank you so much for joining Aubrey's Dishes. Thank you for joining. I want to thank those of you who are joining also. It's not my fault. It's the network signal. I pray it doesn't go off again so I'll be able to do our program very well. Now I'm going to play that video one more time and so that our people can see it, and then we can begin the narrative from there and then begin to understand what we need to talk about here and discuss, and critically, especially, that has to do with what we're doing today. And of course, it's so unfortunate, but I'm going to play it one more time again so you can see it.
My offense, he now started beating me to the extent he naked me. He put me into naked. Look at all my chest, my hand, everywhere injured. It's Ajayi Matthew.
Because of what?
I don't know, because he asked me for out, that I should be befriending him. I said, no, I'm a married woman. I cannot befriend you. He started blackmailing me with on evidence something that he is the one that is befriending me, which is not so.
This is terrible. In the presence of your co-workers.
Yeah, my writer was there, two constables, and 10 civilians. After doing that, he now went inside and carry their gun. He said, want to gun me down. The civilian now take me out from the office. They said I should be running away. I said, no, if you want to kill me, you should kill me. They should help me, they should assist me. Ajayi want to kill me, or the Omu division.
You're welcome back. I guess everyone saw that video. It's funny, but I want to give you the scenario of Nigeria. It was the network signal. Honestly, it's so terrible. It just went off totally. I had to wait for a while, then reboot the Wi-Fi so that we'll be able to be restored. And thank God it's here. I pray it doesn't go off again because it's so bad and disastrous. It cuts you off and then makes you now begin to, it distorts the flow of events or the flow of the program. But I want to thank you for watching out again for it and also coming on back online. I want to thank everyone of you who are here now and you have been able to come back. Now, look at that scenario very well in that video. It explains Nigeria. Now, let me explain the way it explains Nigeria. The police force represents Britain. That Ajayi she's talking about, who beat her up, represents Fulani Caliphate. Now, she was beaten up in the presence of her writer. She represents Biafra or Oduduwa Nation and other people. She was beaten up in the presence of the other ones. Nobody said anything. Those ones she was beaten up in their presence represents the saboteurs, the Ohanese, the betrayers, and all these people in our midst. As Biafra, as Oduduwa, and as other nations have been attacked, none of them, their religious leaders, are talking. Nobody's saying anything. Everybody's quiet. They are just watching. And then they beat her to the point, and they now put an allegation on her. The man said that she is his girlfriend. Now, meaning, just like what the Fulanis are saying, you must be in this relationship. You are our own. You belong to us. So you must be with us. And then you now have her now. She's now saying, please, oh, Mr. Ajayi wants to kill me. Oh. Now, that is what we have been doing, crying to the international community, crying to even Britain, crying to everybody around. We have been doing all of this all this time. They are killing us. We said, no, we cannot leave this relationship. I will be here. Let him kill me. Let them kill me. all those saboteurs will say nobody's going. We must be one. We must be united. We must remain there. We must stay under. And yet we are screaming, they want to kill us. So we're not screaming to the international community. Jai wants to kill us. Fulani, they are killing us. Please come and help us. They're killing us. This is the narrative of what has been happening all this while. Britain, where Ajayi is working under, which is the police force, where that Ajayi is a boss, being her boss. She is also in that under the contraption of under the orders of Ajayi. What Ajayi represents Fulani Caliphate, working for Britain. That means just like the police force is working for Nigeria, you know. So also the police force here is now Britain. Ajayi is the Fulani Caliphate or the Nigeria system working for Britain, and then she is either Oduduwa or Biafra or all the indigenous nations that are under the Fulani Caliphate, that's under Ajayi. And now Ajayi is beating her, saying, you must be, you're my girlfriend, whether I like it or not. She said, no, I'm married. That means we are saying, no, we are Biafrans. They say, no, you are a Nigerian. You belong to me. Ajayi is beating her, saying, you belong to me. And she is saying, no, I am married. I am on my own. I should be on my own. But yet she doesn't want to leave. She says, they said somebody now took her away. You know, Mazin Amdekanu now comes, representing that person who took her away. And Mazin Amdekanu puts her in place. Start running before Ajayi kills you. She says, no, I must stay here. If he wants to kill me, let him kill me. We are one. And please come and help me. We are one people. We shouldn't be killing ourselves. We shouldn't be killing ourselves. We are one Nigerians. We are all together. And I cannot run away from Nigeria. I will remain there. And somebody says, run away. They are coming to kill you. They want to kill you. She said, no. And we are saying no. That is the status. We have been saying no all this while. But now, the time has come for us to be free. So you see, that explains the zoo. That explains the zoo. That video explains the zoo and the Fulani and those people, you know, who have actually put themselves as instruments of hate and all of that. So let me go to our message now before I go to Barrister Ejiofor stuff. Okay, Aubrey's dishes. I see your message. I want to just display them once and one after the other. Yes, welcome back. Thank you so much, Aubrey's dishes. I appreciate you guys, you know, always watching out for this. And of course, I also want to thank Josephine. Effin, thank God you're back. Thank you so much, Josephine. I'm back. Yes, the network actually dealt with me there. 1K go. Thank you so much, Mazi. What happened to your network? Is the network, honestly, the network signal is so poor. It's been like that since last week, Thursday, and we've been struggling with it. But what happened to Mr. Ajayi Pix is supplying be going viral. Aubrey's dishes. Ajayi Pix. I don't understand the message. Please, you can rephrase. Zoo Animal Republic of Fulani. That's it. That's it. Efni, or Josephine. We're calling you Josephine. That's Efni is an Efizi name. And Noeline, hi. Noeline, I think this is the first time I'm seeing you. Thank you for joining, Noeline. Thank you for joining. As my way is, my pattern, I keep reading your messages because without you, I'm nothing. Without you, I'm not. What am I doing here? So I need to involve you in the program too. Iwu Biafra. Iwu Biafra or Iwu Biafra? Is it a question or an answer? Iwu Biafra or Iwu Biafra? Which one? Hello, Mazi Biafra, Biafra 2023. He say, I join you to say, he say, thank you so much. I have Nwa Junior. Mazi Kelechi, I will never stop watching and loving you. Keep it up. We love you. Thank you so much. I love you too, my brother. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for being there. And you say you keep watching. Oh, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Good day, Sam. Mazi Kelechi. Samuel, thank you so much, Samuel, for joining. I actually didn't see you yesterday, but I know you're fine. And I am glad you're here today. Edith Nedu, good afternoon, Mazi Kelechi. Happy to see you today. Love. God bless you. Thank you so much. I love you too. Edith Nedu, good to have you today again. As always, you're always here. Sorry, typo error. Okay, yes. I know it's a typo error, you know, on that one. And also, you are doing a great job, and we appreciate all that you do for the restoration of Biafra. OH5311883. Thank you so much for that compliment. I appreciate you. Now let's go to Barrister Ejiofor. Good afternoon, bro. Kelechi. John Almeida, thank you for joining. I've been actually looking out for your message and I've seen it now. Thank you all. Now we want to go to Barrister Ejiofor. Now you see, there's a strategy. There are strategies that are utilized by, oppressors. to actually keep people subjugated. And strategically, of course, if you have read so many books and all of that, you'll discover that most of these ideas, you can bring them out from the books. When you read thrillers and other things and all of that, you see the pattern in which people always adopt to actually hold people down and keep them, under subjugation, or be able to capture people and destroy them. If you look at the British Empire, let's look at the British Empire first. We're looking at tide of affairs, things happening now. Anyways, I'm going to Barrister Ejiofor. I'm just giving you a background to what I want to say. When the British Empire came into the system, the first thing they did, after they have been able to understand how the Portuguese have gone with, the missionary job they are doing, the Portuguese never even had anything in mind to actually talk about slavery and all of that. They came just to send the message, the gospel to the people and the preaching of the gospel. And then the British now came into the territory and saw an opportunity to conquer the people. The first thing they did was to see how they can attract some people to themselves. They tried to reach out to some certain people who were somehow influential in the system and use them as a means of, so that they would actually becloud their minds with the promises and the so-called profits they have told them they are going to achieve and get through supporting the British and through working for the British. And most people fell for it. And what they did was to try to get them to be on their side, and then they use them to exploit the people. Now, these have been a tactics. And to do that very well, they actually have to get the people to sell a narrative to their people. And in the long run, they use it also as a means of forcefully getting the people to be part of it. But first, they want to sell that narrative to make it look that, hey, these people have come with good intentions. And then they try to make their people believe that the British came with good intentions. Ever since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started, the Fulanese saw the need to actually utilize the people, or the so-called, just like the British did when they came in, the so-called leaders who are rulers, or who are people who are just on their own and calling themselves leaders. The first thing they did is they instituted Ohaneze. They instituted, organizations like that, Pandef and all of that, as a means of, because they understand the place of elders in trying to, relate with the people and mediate, with the people. And so they instituted their own elders forum called Ohaneze, Pandef, and all those ones. Now, the Fulanis sponsored these bodies and made sure that these people who were chosen, or who are chosen to rule through this, these organizations that they raise and they design for as a means of controlling the people, they made sure that they gave those people contracts, business contracts, fraudulently, so that they can benefit from the system. And of course, so that their monies also will be corrupted, so that they will use it as a basis of holding them down, and so that they can use it as a basis of holding them down by making them do their will. So that if they want to go against them, they can say, you remember, you did this corrupt business with us. We gave you this platform to do this corrupt business. So if you go against our will, we are going to come after you. And then the next thing they do also is also to make sure that they have sexual connection or covenant with them. So they begin to have sex with the Fulani men, they are men in that caliphate, structure. And so they made it that everyone who is given a responsibility or a role to play in all of these organizations that they have set up to actually subjugate the people, that those ones come first to pay homage. They go straight to Sokoto. They will have to go to Sokoto because they will have to swear in front of some shrine, in front of their shrine. They will have to say some things. They will have to have sex with them. They will have to make sure that they go into covenant. They will have to make sure that they stand to make some oaths to defend the caliphate in exchange for wealth and fame. So that's what they do. But now, it's now came to the point where they know that for Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's, design and style, to penetrate Mazin Nnamdi Kanu after they have kidnapped him, tortured him for 8-9 days, and extraordinarily renditioned him. They knew that the only way they can now penetrate, because they know that, see, the closest person who is now liaising between the people and Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is the lawyers. And of course, for the lawyers to be effective, they also would get to be connected to Mazin Nnamdi Kanu and also be connected to the people. And they looked at it critically. They saw that Barrister Ejiofor is a strategic weapon because he always fronts himself right from time as a very important tool. And they have seen in him that he loves fame, he loves attention. They have seen, this is a psychological explanation of what is going on. Because from the narratives around, we are able to see what is going on. We're able to tell what is going on. Now, they know that, they study you psychologically. They have people who work for them. They have Biafrans, they have Oduduwa people, and they have other people from Britain and all other places that work for them, that give them advice on what to do. They have lobbyists and all of that who teach them. These are, some of them have psychologists working with them. Now they saw that Ejiofor is someone who can be penetrated because he loves fame, he loves attention, he also loves to be recognized. And what they did was to put him in a tight corner, first by letting him acknowledge or identify with those saboteurs or those organizations that they have set up in the southeast and the south-south region. That's the Biafra land. Now, he now gets they now bring him on to the stage. Now Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. We want a political operation here where we're going to get to subdue the fight for freedom. And then we're at the same time, you're going to make money. But secondly, you have to become a tool, since you also, belong to Mazin Nnamdi Kanu and he trusts you. And so through you, we can get to work on Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's mind, and then at the same time, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu will tell you things in his heart, as he relates the things in his heart to you. You are going to bring them to us, and then we are going to use it to analyze how we're going to plan and be able to get him to also believe and accept the political solution. At the same time, the people are already hailing you because you're a celebrity lawyer. You come all over the social media, you want to front yourself, you want to say so many things, Iroko, erudite, and all those names and all of that. And so we know that the people love show, the people love people they love show. So they have come to, see you as somebody who is of show. So they want to get you to be part of them. So they believe in you. So since Mazin Nnamdi Kanu believes in you and the people now are loving you, you are going to be the best fit for this. We are going to give you money. Remember, if you don't go along the line, we know we have your criminal records. We know the things you have been doing. We know the things we have given you businesses. We know what we have used you to do. You know what happened in his house and all of that. All of those details, anyways, Mazi Samanepa has been exposing. Now, in that regard, of course, he's somebody who loves show. And people who love fame and show, they can easily fall for such kind of things because they know that, wow, so money will be coming in. And of course, I'm also going to be the world's attention, I'll be, showcased all over the world. Media will come to talk to me. Have you observed his ways? When he comes, he wants to have this media to talk to him. He wants to talk to this media. And when a newspaper writes, he now writes and sends to them, and then he wants to publish it. He wants to make sure that he is projected. He wants to talk to the people. And he comes to the level of using some kind of words that psychologically have engrossed the people. Words like umuchineke, like and we move, like we are winning, and Ochukokike, all those kind of words that we use in Biafra liberation movement and Biafra freedom. Now remember, on a normal circumstance, he is not supposed to be part of the freedom fighting, but on a more critical analysis, he is strongly the designer and the constructor of the designs that Chico Doziem and Muhammad Abbas have been running on. he's actually the architect of the planning because of his legal background and all of that. So he has designed it in a way that resources and monies would be expended. And as a lawyer, he knows how to put all of those stuff, and then using the means of different kinds of cases to divert funds and to do so many things. Now, so in this regard, now, he becomes a very, very, very critical tool, to seeing to it that things like this work out for them to be able to do what they have to do. Wow, thank you so much for I can see messages coming in as we analyze these factors. Now let me look at the messages I've not read so far so that I can get our people to go on with me. I have here from Isaac, more blessings, watch one name Kelechi. Thank you, my brother. My brother, thank you so much. I've not even seen Efe Emmanuel today. Evermat, good evening, my dear brother, Mazi Kelechi, Biafra, and Odudu ones. I greet you, and may Chukwu Okike Abiyama be with you all as we ride with our great teacher, Mazi Kelechi, on the program. Thank you so much, Evermat. Thank you for that compliment. I'm glad. Thank you so much. Good day, Mazi Kelechi, Margaret Jaguar. Thank you for that message. Good to have you. And he loves power as well. Yes, he loves power. One thing about people who actually want to use people for. And one thing is that it is always that your weak points they look out for. You are so right, because this is the narrative that Otto Eze always gives why he supports the Fulani agenda with his life. That's it. That's the narrative. Ebere Chuku, good to have you here. For the first time, I'm seeing your message. Ndewomaze, thank you, Ebere Chuku. Good to have you here. And thank you for joining live this time around. I know you always watch the broadcast later, but good to have you live here. Margaret Jogwe, Masklich, you are saying the truth. We must believe this. That's the truth. I am telling you the truth. I am telling you what has happened. So I'm going to explain more as we go. Let me just read out the messages that have come so far. What saddens me about Ejiofor is that he's Onyendu's best friend, as he told Biafrans. That's it. Of course, and one time he granted, well, go on, it will end in praise. Yes, it will end in praise is one of his narrative, to actually get the people, exactly. He's just a happy slave. Aubrey's dish says, because he compromised. Yes, that's what he does. He has compromised, and that's what he's doing. Now, let me tell you, if you observe how much he knows that the people have come to fall in love with him, first look at the first kind of private interview that they granted him one time last year, when he says, I can tell you what Onyendu, what is on Onyendu's mind. I relate with Onyendu, and I can tell you that he is very, very in support of the defunct members of the DOS. He kept on selling that narrative so strongly that it became very suspicious. Now, you see, one thing about such kinds of people is that when you want to go after evil, when you begin to support evil, no matter how smart and how intelligent you are, you would always sell yourself out. You will always expose yourself. Now, when he was doing that, I was observing him critically. I was observing his facial expression. I was, observing his zest and his approach to what he was saying. You'll discover that he was actually trying to become extra bold from his normal way of talking. He wanted to make it look like, yes, this is what I'm telling you now is true. So he was now selling that narrative, trying to exude another form of boldness or another form of body language that will make the people believe strongly in what he was saying. And so he was passing that information, but when he saw that narrative couldn't sell, what he started doing was this. He started using his weekly, twice weekly, narrative, to actually try to penetrate the people. And he will always use some common things. Onyemachi Ngwe, this name to pronounce it. Onyemachi, anyways. Onyemachi, number to call, please. Okay, you want to call in? Okay, I'm going to open the numbers because the time is already fast spent. So I'm going to call in so that I can hear your views, because this should be interactive. We want to analyze Ejiofor very well, because I'm giving us some typical and critical things about him. Now I'm going to paste the number, so that you can call in if you want to call in. The number is +212 707 898 194 +212 707 898-194 plus 212-707-898-194. If you want to call in, you can call in, because I'll make it interactive, because we are discussing something critical. Now, they saw him as well positioned. Now, the only person who can access Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is him by the courts. The court says he must access him, and he made sure that he is always there to access Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And so, by accessing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and also being able to relate with the people, it was critically very correct that he is well positioned for the people to use him against, for the Zoo Caliphate and the kleptocratic, kleptocracy or kleptomaniac, those who are thieves, who are addicted to stealing. That's why we call them kleptocratic. Don't call them a democracy. They are kleptocracies. A kleptocracy. The Fulani government is a kleptocracy, not a democracy. Anybody who is a klepto is somebody who loves stealing, who is addicted to stealing. So as a klepto, they are called kleptocracy, not democracy. So they operate kleptocracy, Fulani kleptocracy. Don't call it a democracy, because we don't have a democracy. Now, they have come to understand that for them to actually destroy the campaign for freedom, which the people have been, working on and all of that. Okay, Obunike Chiem, yes, correct, yes. My analysis first. I'm going to tell us when to call in. Yes, you're correct. Let me make my analysis very correct so that I don't get distorted. Let me finish my analysis. Now, the Fulani Caliphate, or the kleptocratic caliphate of the Fulani, discovered this point. Now, remember, Britain advises them. They have people they are hired from Biafra land. They have people they are hired from Oduduwa. They have people that are advising them. They have people from Britain advising them. They are daft. So they need such professionals to advise them. Now, they have told them that, destroying the mandate of freedom is first to capture Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and then second, to quell the desire for freedom in the minds of the people by putting fear into the people. And at the same time, by using somebody who is very influential in their midst to get them to drop the agitation. But the only way you're going to achieve it is this. We know that these their so-called rulers in Ohaneze, in Pandef, are no more people they listen to. Those ones can come and issue statements. The people don't, with over time, we have seen that the people don't listen to them. So, but we have discovered a very, very, very critical loophole, and that is through the legal team. The legal team represents the person who is directly involved, who is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the people we want to subdue, who are the people. And these people, and this particular person in the legal team is a good target for us. He loves fame. He loves to show off. He loves money. He has what it takes. He uses bleaching cream. And people who use bleaching cream, they are like people who are not, they are not stable. They're not stable. Nobody's dishes. Okay, thank you so much. They're not stable, because that's why sometimes I'm scared of men who use bleaching cream, especially men. They watch them. They have I gave us an analysis of somebody one time when I was talking about Barr Ejiofor about 4 weeks ago. So about one man who is we call him Alaji in Wema Bank. Then he was our family banker, and we banked through him. Our family company then. It was through him. So he was directly linking with the family. We want to get loans and all that, directly linking to him. His name is Alaji. He always bleached, and he was not a straightforward person. He was not a straightforward person. So now I have always had that mentality that bleaching people don't have this straightforward mentality. They are very, very, they are not straightforward. So now they have seen his attitude and his ways. He's somebody who wants, attention. They have seen him flaunting himself everywhere in the media. They saw it in 2015 when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was, they saw him moving everywhere. He wants to have attention. So they say this is a very good one. And the people are loving his style. He's a fizzy. So they now say, okay, now this man is him. So they call him into the system. Now, I don't want to talk about what happened in his house, the killings and all of that. We're looking at critically now. Now, remember the sharing of monies and all of that. Now, you can imagine that if you look at his write-ups, you will always see him that the court case is going to be doing blah, blah, blah. So there will be no seat at home. He begins to interfere indirectly on the things that concerns the people. in his write-ups, he begins with praising the people. Check his write-ups. He begins with praising the people, then he praises himself, then he praises, and praises, Ezekome. I want to talk about before Ezekome came into the scene. He praises himself, and he now gives a kind of mindset around what he wants the people to believe that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is thinking and how he's reasoning. He now makes you not see the pain side of what is happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He wants to make you see the tenacity side, the rugged, the warrior side of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why would you want to express the warrior side of your person or of your client who is in captivity or in detention, who cannot even express his warrior side in freedom? How can you talk about your warrior side, the warrior side of your client, when he's already held in a confinement where he cannot express his warrior side? But he has been designed to make that work so that the people will feel that, wow, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is strong. While they captured him, he is still strong. So the emotional side of the people will be cut off. The emotional side that will prompt the people to work and make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out based on the fact that where he is not comfortable, will be cut off. So he keeps putting the narrative on his twice weekly visitation program, which the court gave, which of course it's part of the plan, so that he will be writing to the people and so that the people will say, okay, he meets the lawyer. He meets his client. Then we all will be relaxed. We all will now say, okay, yes, now, okay, he meets Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and so he meets him. And then he will come every time to tell you that he's in a high spirit. He is rugged. He is firm. Nothing is wrong, no shaking. Then it will begin to water down your heart. That emotional feeling you are having about the pain Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through, about the discomfort Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through, you will begin to forget about that side. All you'll be looking at is he is strong, he is firm, he is very good, he is very healthy, he's in high spirits, he's greeting you all, he doesn't care whether he's in the dungeon. And then they begin to help him, they begin to tell him, sell this narrative to the people. Then you see, suddenly they were selling it. They kept selling it until the Anambra election came. Because of that narrative, the people were now concerned. Let's go into election. After all, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is rugged. Let's go into election. Maybe when this man comes, Soludo will now push, of course, to make sure he's released. But now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fine. The lawyer has been telling us he's fine. Even if we know that where he is, he's detained, but he's firm. He has recovered. His spirit is firm. Chukwukike will bring him out and all that. So they give you a rugged side of your emotional disposition, rather than that part of you that will feel the pain of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so that you begin to seek for his immediate release by doing anything possible to make sure he's released, even if it is to go down on total lockdown for as long as you can. They water that down with the information they were using Ejiofor to give to us. And that was what made me angry. I was feeling angry because when I read this message around them last year, July, August, September, October, around September, October, I began to send a message. I said, Oga, this is your narrative, no sir. He now blocked me. So I have already understood his psychological disposition. Even some of my broadcasts, when I come on, I just somehow say something about him. But because I know, that people have not really seen the depth of what he was doing, I didn't want to start coming all out to talk about him like this. But thank God for the Pro Max stage of the Water, which Mazi Simon Ekpa has now started exposing. So this has even made my narrative very, very well, better positioned. And this is the right time. The Fulani Caliphate now saw that it is easier for the people to listen to Ejiofor than to listen to Ohaneze, than to listen to Pandef, than to listen to all of these. So Ejiofor would be better positioned since he relates with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and the people love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So Ejiofor now will now be used as a means of making the people feel good that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is good. And then in the end of his write-up, he will now put Umu Chineke, be firm, be calm. The victory is ours soon. This is ours soon. That is ours soon. People are desperate to call. Okay, let me pick this call. I'll begin to pick the calls right now. Anyways, let me pick the call. Now you're welcome. You're welcome to the live broadcast here on Biafra Global Network. Please go on with your submission. Hello, your voice is not coming out loud. Please, can you speak up loud?
Can you hear me clear?
Yes, but you can make it louder so that the people can hear you clear and louder.
Concerning what our spokesman said yesterday, the confirmation of what I heard last week about the one state was planned
please, are you using an earpiece or something? We're not hearing you clearly. We're not hearing you clearly. So please, you can actually. Okay, and speak up clear and louder now so that we can hear you very well.
Yeah, concerning what our spokesman said, concerning the hearing, want to exchange today now, and over the power. It seems they want to go into it and go into it. Okay, and then
please, I will say that you drop and call back because we're not getting you clearly. It's very poor here, so you can drop and call back so we can get you better. Maybe the network signal where you are is very poor, so we need to get you right. So please drop and call back. Thank you.
Let me call back.
All right, please drop and call back so we can get you clearer. So as I was saying, they positioned him very, very rightly. They know that he is the man for the game. Now, ask yourself this question. He goes to, this is somebody that claimed that he was supposed to be killed by DSS and the team of DSS. He goes to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu twice a week in that same DSS that wanted to kill him. DSS end. He goes there. I can see so many messages coming in, but I can't read them now because I have to continue I'll read them after the broadcast. But if you want to call, you can call in because we can pick your calls right now so that I can, from your narrative, I can continue to do what I have to do. Now, he goes to that same DSS to actually visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody does anything to him. Nobody follows him or traces him or tries to kill him. And all of that. And the caller, if you can remove your ear, maybe you have an ear piece or something, earphone. Maybe that's why the network, signal is poor in your area. So Mwa Junior has already given us that signal on that. So now that update, if you read that is update, you will see the details. He begins first by bringing Chukwu into the system, makes us believe that Chukwu is in charge. Then he makes us feel good about his position. How Onyendu is praising him for what he's doing. How Onyendu believes in him. How Onyendu is saying, wow, well, what a good job you're doing. How Onyendu is praising him. And then he now comes to make us feel good about Onyendu. Onyendu is in high spirit. Onyendu is cool. Onyendu is nice. Onyendu. Now look at it. Look at the step. He begins first to praise people by complimenting them with the name of God. Chukwu Okike. And then he comes and narrates how he has done this and fight this, and how Onyendu is so satisfied with what he has done. And then he comes in to tell us how Onyendu is so satisfied with him, specifically him. And then he now tells us how good Onyendu is in the custody of the enemy. Welcome live on the show, Biafra Global Network. You're live on the show. Please, you can go ahead with your submission.
Kelechi, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good to have you. Please, you can go on.
Yeah, this is Emi Nwachukwu. I'm calling you from Texas.
Oh, great to have you, Emi. Thank you so much. Please go on.
Yeah, I'd like to make a contribution based on this Ejiofor issue. Ejiofor has really compromised, and there's no way he can continue to be, part of that legal team for Onyendu. The sense that if you can remember the time that the DSS came to his house, to kill him as he claimed,
yes,
they did not even try to
break the door of his building. They just went straight to the, to the boys' quarter and grabbed the person they want to grab, and and took the guy away and killed him and burned him inside the car.
Very well.
No, you understand? And that's that means that those that attack was staged.
Very well.
To my own understanding. Yeah. And secondly, if you can remember, either late last year or early this year, Bruce Fenn, complained that but Ejiofor is not supposed to be in that in the legacy because he has compromised. He duped somebody, some millions of naira, and that person wanted to, to prosecute him during that time. Bruce Fenn raised that alarm, if you can remember vividly.
Very well. Sure.
So, I believe that because of that case that Ejiofor has, which can throw him to jail, made the Fulanis to approach him.
That is it.
That if he doesn't want to go to jail, he needs to work hand in hand with them, so that he will still be outside, or else he will be in jail. That is exactly what he's playing at. And that is why Ejiofor is doing all these things that he's doing.
And in fact, that is not the only case. There are some other criminal involvement that actually they are holding against him, which they have to hold him tight to their own corner to actually use them. So that's it. So thank you so much.
That's what I'm talking about. Because the Fulanis always want, they always have something against you to lure you into playing into their own hands.
Yes, the strategy
and
of
if
the
you
Fulani
fail to do
is,
that,
the strategy of the Fulani is
they will crucify you.
Yes, the strategy of Fulani is they make sure they either directly or indirectly give you a means to make money in a very fraudulent way. They give you that opportunity either directly or indirectly, from them directly or from another source, which they have linked to. And then as soon as you are able to get into that, you will now drag yourself into the mud. And then on that auspices of that thing, they use it against you, and then you become their victim, and you become their stooge.
Exactly, you are right, my brother.
Yes, thank you so much for talking to us. Thank you so much for your submission. I appreciate you for that. For bringing our minds to that. Thank you so much. Thank you for calling, my brother, all the way. Yes, thank you so much from Texas. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother Emmy. So now the line is open.
All right.
Yes, thank you. Now you see, they give you a platform to steal. After stealing, you become very well a very good candidate. Now you see, when Bruce Fenn was talking, people might not understand the level of what Bruce Fenn has actually been exposed to. Bruce Fenn also had information that he was behind him not seeing coming into the courts. Bruce Fenn has so much information, and to the climax of that, Bruce Fenn now talked about that particular case that he was now holding on to tell him to step down. Bruce Fenn was not telling him to step down on only that issue. There are so many other issues that are involved. And so you see, now as I was saying to you guys, you see, if you observe his write-up is a very good example or a complete exposition that will help you understand the narrative that they have designed Barrister Ejiofor for. His write-up, see, I don't know. No reasonable person will read all those his write-up and keep believing in that kind of person. I kept talking about this thing since last year. I said, this write-up that this man is making is compromised. It shows a compromised person. One, you will first sentimentally get the people relate to God, in the way you want to bring them, to make sure that they feel that this is all about us. We are one religion. We are part of one religion. God, Chukwu Okike, we are together with God. And then you now make them see and make them feel high about what you think you are. You make them think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu believes strongly in what you are doing. You say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was wowed about what you are doing, and he has confidence, and he's trusting what you are doing, and you now begin to elevate yourself, elevate yourself, and give yourself that glory, self-glorification. And then you now come to that same point again, in that same kind of write-up, all as normal as it's always, as usual as it is. You now say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is very, very comfortable in the camp of the enemy in high spirit. He was not talking about how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was sleeping on bare floor. He was not talking about how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was getting, not taking it and giving opportunity for, better care and all of that. He was only hammering on the fact that he is in high spirit. Kept hammering on that. And then in the end, he will now tell you, Umuchineke, calm down. We are winning. The battle is won. It will come out in praise. It will all end in praise. Just to sell using the same tactics that the Fulani always use. The tactics of emotional or social revolution, which Usman Danfodio used against the Hausa clan, against the Hausa kingdom. Emotional revolution or social revolution in the realm of social, because he socializes with the people, with a narrative, and then religious strategy adopted in that realm. He will always talk about Chukwokike. He will always tell you about ending in praise. And of course, we love hearing things like it will end in praise. He knows we love such kind of things. It will end in praise. God, glory to God. God will do it. It will always end up, in the way God has ordained it. He came with that religious strategy, utilizing it on the platter of social revolution to revolutionize the minds of the people to believe in the narrative he's selling. The narrative of accepting the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even in DSS custody, is comfortable and okay. And in that realm also of the DSS custody, he is believing that things are going to work, and he is believing in the courts. He's making us believe that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now has started believing in the courts of his. Oh Lord have mercy. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he will now tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, okay, I like the way you're going, the progress you're making with the courts. This thing will work out. Yes, you are going with it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was now believing in legal procedure than what he has actually fought for, freedom, by taking our freedom by force. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that have always told us that the oppressors, they are not truthful, they cannot be trusted. The courts are actually designed by the Fulani Caliphate and also disrupted and destroyed. The courts cannot stand injustice. Even when he was shouting the other time, he said, "You want to try me? This court, you cannot try me, you cannot jail me." He was fighting and saying it in that place that he will even defeat them in his own court. Now, this time around, he has proven to us that he doesn't believe in the details of the courts. But yet, you know what Ejiofor was doing? Making you believe in the court processes. He kept making people think about the court processes. He kept making people follow the court processes. He kept, every time he wants to make you feel that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is comfortable with the court processes. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wants it handled in the courts. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no more believing in the dragon flag. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has dropped the dragon flag. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is now looking up to the courts that is oppressing him to give him freedom and to give him justice. And you know what? Like that video I played that narrated Nigeria. If you observe in that video, the Nigeria police, the woman was complaining, asking the public to come and save her, whereas she has a police force she could report to that should help and query that Ajayi. But the police force was not responding. She now came all out, telling the public to save her from Ajayi. The same way, just like that woman representing Biafra and Oduduwa and all of that. Rather than, we reach out to Britain, they are not responding. They are not responding to us. It got to the climax where even Britain, as you see in the narrative of the court, the hearing, the High Court yesterday in Britain, there, 3 prime ministers have come, but none of them is talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. A Briton who is jailed in West Africa in the zoo, who is a Briton or a British citizen. They're not saying anything about it. So how now would Ejiofor make us or want to put us on that level of believing in this structure that they cannot even say a word about the extraordinary rendition? Even when they use their courts to actually make it look like, yes, they accept that it is extraordinary rendition, they still are manipulating the thing using the same courts. That is why I told you guys that this thing is, forget about this issue of the courts have given judgment. That judgment was given by the caliphate, given to the court, approved by them for the court to pronounce. But they know that all they need to do is, when they present it, they will now make you believe in what they are doing. And then the barrister, Ejiofor, that they have contracted, will now come to begin to explain to you in the way he has been explained to you. Now he tells you now that the court cannot, nobody can do this, nobody can jail Madison and the canon. The courts have said it, he will be free. And then suddenly, they have appealed, and we're going to go there. We're going to prove to them, we're going to defeat them there. We're going to prove to them that yes, Madison and the canon has been granted freedom, so he must be free. Suddenly he comes again, and they have filed so number of charges, 7 count charges again. And of course, then they have gone to the court, and they have registered a new court, a new number, a new file number in the courts, back in the high court of that idiot lawyer. What's her name now? What they call her in that high court, federal high court, and the Supreme. But we are going to wait for the Supreme Court, and then the Supreme we are going to meet them there. The battle is ours. We are winning, and done and dusted. Because they know that they see, this is well orchestrated. They first make you believe that the courts are right. They make the courts pronounce him free. Then they use the barristers. The court begins to play its own games. Then they use Ejiofor, who is also part of the game, to now begin to interpret to you the way they want you to believe about the whole program. Binta Nyako, yes. Thank you so much, Mrs. Adazan. They use Binta Nyako to re-strategize and redesign. And then the no barrister Ejiofor will now go to do his job on the minds of his people. So Ejiofor, tell the people, you don't have the details of the 7 count charge, but you are still winning. He comes to you and gives you the narrative. But because Mazi Simon Ekpa has started exposing him, you saw the last, press brief he gave 2 days ago or so. He was not as he used to be, because he has been busted. He was no more as he used to be. Now you saw the stuff he did with the sacked people on Radio Biafra. He went, after they have done it secretly, the interview they want to do. Normally he will want to come publicly to show himself as usual. Showbiz lawyer, social business, social social media showbiz lawyer. He wants to show himself there. But this time around, they went privately to do the interview. And after they did the interview, after doing the interview, they now edited it and now forwarded it for the people to listen to what they want the people to hear, because he has been busted. But I want to make you understand that Ejiofor has been programmed. But you know one thing about this thing, how interesting it is. Biafrans are too wise. Biafrans are too wise. Biafrans are wise. You know, Mazi Simon Ekpa has known all this while. But because, for the sake of the legal team and for the sake of the process in court, which of course we don't believe in, he decided to allow things go. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tells Ejiofor, go and let Mazi Simon Ekpa carry the mantle. Let him begin to steer the ship of this movement, because he knows what is on my mind. He knows what I want to do. I've discussed with him. He knows what I'm doing. I don't trust other people. Let Mazi Simon Ekpa do this. But because of the criminality of Ejiofor, how he and those defunct members of the DOS have been stealing, and how they arrange the stealing, using cases, they will be the ones to actually sell out people. They will still be the ones to actually tell you that the courts have arrested. They will still be the ones to tell you that they are going to bail people. They will still be the ones to tell you that they are not charging, they are doing the job for free. But for the logistics and for the operations and all of that, the monies that they are spending is more than when somebody is paid. So they tell you about bail, they tell you about logistics, they tell you about operations, they tell you about administration, they tell you about all of these rallies, they tell you about all of this. That is where the money is going. And Barrister Ejiofor is getting his own cut from them. That's how they share the money. Remember, there are so many things that have not been exposed yet by Mazi Simon Ekpa. Some criminal things that when you hear them, that is why you see Ejiofor cannot talk. You know why? He knows that he's going to fuel it if he talks. So he's quiet. Look at that, e-frogs. They are e-frogs, and I've told you people that they are not e-rats, they are e-frogs. If you call them e-rats, you are giving them power, because rats can destroy things. Rats have power. Rats can come and destroy your documents. Rats can enter into your pot and destroy your food stuff, or enter into your bag of rice and bag of gari, eat the bag and eat everything. Everything will spoil. But when you talk about frogs, frogs don't have power. Frogs will only make noise. They will just jump from here, jump from water to another place and begin to make noise and irritating noise. That's what they make. That's why I call them e-frogs. Because if you call them e-rats, that means you're giving them power. That means they have the ability to destroy what we are doing. They don't have the ability to destroy what we're doing. Just like rats can have the ability to destroy your documents and your papers and your important things, or even your clothes. Even your leg, they will eat your leg at night or eat any part of your body. But frogs cannot. Frogs just go and make noise. And that's why I call them e-frogs. So these e-frogs, how many messages have you seen them? They cannot constructively defend the indefensible. Ejiofor has been designed. So Ejiofor becomes a very strategic weapon in the hands of the caliphate. Remember, the Eastern, the Biafra politicians have been busted a long time ago. So they know that Biafrans don't believe in them. They know that Biafrans don't look at them. Biafrans don't have their time. Biafrans, in fact, when they make press brief, Biafrans will just ignore. But they know that Ejiofor has sentimentally and with his style, his his swag, he has penetrated the minds of Biafrans. So they know that he's strategically positioned. They give him everything. You see, don't you see that his bleaching has increased? He buys, is it Caro White? How many dollars now? They said that thing is sold for about $100 and something. The original one. He's now applying that thing very well. He now applies it very well. Now, there's something. Yes, somebody has marked down. You have reminded me of something now that I want to say. Do you know? Now look at. I saw. If you go to Twitter, go on Twitter now, you will see what Mazi Samanepa has posted. The video. I mean, a particular audio, anyways, used in video format. And you see where they are talking. One of them, they are selling themselves. Somebody in Ghana. Talking about what they have done and all of that. What autopilot is and what saying so many things and selling themselves up and exposing themselves. And all of that. Now you see, the interesting thing here is this. Let me actually remind myself of what you discover that the way these people have been operating with the system, with this IPOB system, has been like a family business, a family meeting. Just like the regular family meeting, you open different family meetings, but this time around, it is a central family meeting where you now open the meetings in every community and begin to extort money from the people. And then people like Barrister Ejiofor will now design ideas, concepts. Do you know why they don't want Nigeria to divide? Lawyers need a very criminal system to make money. If Nigeria breaks, let me not say if Nigeria breaks, when Nigeria breaks, the Oduduwas will not have corruption as it is now. Will not have cases of arrest and killings and all of that as it is now. But if the Nigeria continues, there will be so many cases that Ejiofor will be called at all times under the auspices of IPOB, because IPOB has become the center of attraction. And since IPOB is a center of attraction, you will discover that they need IPOB to be sustained as a family meeting, so that lots of issues will be coming up, cases will be coming up. Ejiofor and his e-frogs and all those ones sacked in the DOS, all those DOS sacked people will be making more money, because as soon as they will be the ones to expose some people. When those people are grabbed by the caliphate or the DSS, they will lock them up. Ejiofor will come. They have arrested some people, and we have 20 people arrested here. We have 30 people arrested here, and we are going to make sure justice is maintained. We're going to make sure they are released. We're going to make sure they are bailed. Then they go and discuss. Then money will be talked about. They'll talk about logistics. They'll talk about operations. They'll talk about so many things. They'll bring up some so things that they will have to expend on. They'll talk about filing charges and all of that, and then they collect the money. That is how they make the money, from the people. But the people will be holding meetings, paying their monthly dues, thinking that they are on freedom matter. They don't know that they are just there, and they will be using all of these distractions to actually make the people to keep being in this system of keep contributing and keep expecting freedom, but yet being distracted. So now look at it. Ejiofor would only make money when a system like Nigeria continues. That is why you see that every of his brief gives you an impression. Every of his write-up. Look at Ejiofor. Ejiofor will just tell you, we have been in court. This is it. We hope for this to happen. They should maintain, they should respect themselves. Look at Ezekome. Ezekome will say this and all of that. People say things the way they should be, but Ejiofor will come with a list. And in that list, in that write-up, he will come with a letter. That letter will say so many things. Praising himself, telling you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is okay in the GSS. Now, let me pick this call from Margaret Jogware. Thank you so much for joining. Good to have you here, live and direct. Please go on. You are live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good to have you here.
Good afternoon, everybody on the line. Good afternoon.
Good to have you.
I'm calling from Germany.
Oh, good to have you. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So while all these things, I was brought up in a Christian home, yeah.
Yes.
So,
please raise your voice. Can you please raise your voice so we can hear you better?
Yeah.
Please raise your voice so we can hear you better.
Okay. Right from the time we were growing, we were 8 in number. We are raising up in a Christian home, and my father used to tell us that whatever that happened, that God knows about it. That is the ultimate. You read it, that all things working together for good. There is nothing that happened that God did not know. So now I believe about this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are kidnapped, because if God did not want it to happen, He will stop it, because He wants it for a purpose. Look at how they think if they catch him, everything will die. But God just closed the eye as He did to Pharaoh. He blocked Pharaoh's eye and ears. Moses was telling him, let my people go. He refused until God began to show him all the whole sign of 10 before He allowed them to go. So they forget that God is raising somebody else, not even only Samanepa, like you and other people. And now they are seeing it. Now, what I'm trying to say, on the side of Ejiofor, Ifeanyi, whatever we call his name, why Samanepa keep quiet all this time? Because he's a lawyer. He knows everything. He likes to gather information, keep all records, so that when he starts to talk, he will bring in all the records. But we now, we're not a lawyer. We have to say, do or, say it or, say it. But to him now, being a lawyer, he knows his work. That's why he keeps all these records, these things. Just be thinking one day he will bring everything out to nail him. Oh yeah, look at it. And that is it. Yes. And they forget in Nigeria where they buy the sword up and down. My sister finished university in Lagos, in Nigeria. We keep sending money for her to pay for. If you don't pay money for you to pass, you will not pass exam. He's a medical doctor. Now he's in US. Now you have to go to school again. That is why they don't respect any paper coming from Nigeria. That is what Ejiofor also with Ifeanyi whatever. He finds paper, he don't know what he's reading as a lawyer. That is why all the things they're writing, he don't know anything. He keeps saying Umo Chineke. And we now believe in him. And now his cup is full. So he has to pack his load and go.
Yes.
Let somebody that God will ordain.
Yes.
They have faith.
Yes.
Our Lord that is doing something good. We're not recognizing him.
Yes.
Somebody who is coming bleaching. If I'm not being bleaching cream, he's not also bleaching cream. Shame.
Oh my.
Woman is rubbing bleaching cream. A man is rubbing. That is our people. Igbo people proud. I'm an Igbo. I have 4 boys. I tell them, say, Igbo people, old men, who are. I have 4 boys. Men, who are Igbo men now, who are sorry to say you.
Oh my God.
We must conquer by God's grace.
Yes.
We have to live.
Yes.
We have to live. Our leader must come out.
He must
by
come.
God, whether
yes.
you like it or not,
yes.
he must live.
Yes.
We will fire him. We will fire him until he will live by God's special grace.
Very well.
Thank
you
sir.
So much for calling.
You,
yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. In fact, you made some very vital points. Thank you. Bye. Good to have you live on the show. Thank you so much for that submission. Biafrans, you heard it clear and loud. That is just the truth. And there's no way you can keep that truth hiding for so long. It is time for it to come out, and it's out now. And so I'm going to start reading our messages. And if you want to call in, you can call in. I'm going to start reading the messages that we have here now, to actually get the people to know your minds, and then of course you take it from there to know what is the people's designs and mandates. And of course, let me begin with the last message I dropped here. We have Aubrey's dishes. Of course, I'm saying, wow, Kelechi, spot on. Okay, at that point where I was making some points, and then also we have Kelvin saying it's if care is not taken, Ejiofor might have mastermind the kidnap of our leader. I am telling you that these people, he might not, nothing is impossible. It might be that he was there, but he can also, it's possible. It's either if his hands is not there, then he capitalized on it to see. And I tell you that it is possible his hands is there, because one thing why I buy into this your idea, Kevin, is that that as as a lawyer, wherever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wants to go, he will want to tell his lawyer, so that he will be able to, at least to an extent, have a legal, advice and all of that. So we cannot exempt that fact that he might have told, but because this guy have not come out to tell us, he will not tell us that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told him, but he knows where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he knew where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was. He knew Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in Kenya because he's his lawyer, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu always believed in him, and so just like you talk about the disciples, wherever Jesus was, they always knew. That was why Judas was able to take the people to where he was in Gethsemane, and was able to be sold. So even if Judas was a bad guy, yet Jesus allowed him to know where he was, because Judas was playing a role as a disciple too. So he needed to make him understand. So I tell you, but if let's just say he doesn't have a hand in also the sellout, but he had his hand started and his work started as soon as he was sold out. He now saw it as an opportunity to begin to constitute all of those stuff. That is why he came at the point where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now said that Mazi Amadekpa should take up the mantle and continue the work. He now said over his dead body. That means he has a hand in it. That alone, that statement alone, that means there's been a design. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no more here. We're going to handle this thing very well. So you see it now. That's very good. That's a good one, Kevin. Thank you so much for that. Evermart, there's one thing clowns don't understand. If you are a wannabe in this, if you are a wannabe in this Biafra struggle, the Biafrans know. And if you are real and was born for this, we know the choice is yours. That's correct. Yes, you're correct, my brother. Evermart, you're correct. And Rebecca, thank you for joining. Rebecca says, keep it up, keep the good work. Okay, keep the good work up, or keep up the good work. Rebecca Sharon, good to have you. I didn't see you yesterday, but good to have you here. Kevin also says something that Ejiofor might have masterminded our leaders' kidnap. You're correct, Kevin. I'm telling you, he at least 95% chance that he was involved. Aloysius Chikalos. I know from day one that Ejiofor was up to no good. Don't you see how Aloy speaks and carried himself? Honestly, Aloy's style and so mature and all of that. So it's obvious that Ejiofor. No, something is wrong somewhere with Ejiofor. We have Mercy Mwala. Good afternoon, Mazi Kelechi. Thank you so much, Mercy. Good to have you here. I've not seen you for a while. Thank you for joining. John Almeida. Ejiofor went as far to say he will not announce court dates to Biafrans, that he will be selective. Imagine that he now thinks that he has now gained the hearts of Biafrans, that he can tell them anything and they will accept. Now you have to understand the criminality. We have another call. Good to have you here. You are live and direct on the program. Please go on, my brother.
Yeah, thank you, my brother. That's Mazi. You are doing great.
Thank you so much.
Name is Mazi. Okay, I'm calling from Germany.
Yes, good to have you, my brother.
Yeah, Mazi. I think it is nice that we should be bringing out all that we have for long assimilated, compiled.
Very well.
About this man, this young man. And be waiting for the right time to bring out the bombshell. I think everybody should be bringing out everything, every bit of information about this barrister Ejiofor, because
yes,
it is long too overripe.
Yes.
Let me go straight to the point. There is one fact that we have been missing out in this exposition. If you can remember, when his house was attacked, I've I've been pondering on this for a very long time. Why should the military, the enemies that invaded his house, came there, got the PA, got his brother, because Alan, the two also took his brother, his elder brother.
Yes.
And then along the way, they let his brother
go. Yes. His brother.
They did not touch him.
His brother.
Yes.
The one that is so close to him.
Yes.
They let that one go, but they killed a PA. A so-called PA.
Yes. they released the brother.
Yes.
They let him go. They did not bother to capture
because you know if they truly came for him,
the camping of Mazinam.
Yes, if they truly came for him, they would have held his brother because his brother is the easiest way to get him.
The PA.
Yes.
So what I made out of this fact is that the PA, because then. In one of the DSS interview or the press release, they said that the PA was a staunch member of IPOB.
Yes.
Very working for Ejiofor.
Yes.
So it is now then there is the revelation that the guy must have been a stumbling block, or Ejiofor must have seen him as a mole.
Yes.
Under him or in his side, because for DSS to make that revelation then that the guy, the PA, was a staunch member of the PA, so maybe he must have been a stumbling block or a mole.
Very well.
That as seen by Ejiofor.
Sure.
Because for them to have released his brother meant that they weren't after any other person.
Yes.
Even Ejiofor himself.
Yes.
I made this up since then, but I did not have any facts, so I could not come out. But now the whole thing is adding up.
That's it.
Why they should take his brother and the PA, and then along the way then release his brother and do the PA and kill him, just like that.
Yes.
So all the thing is just added, made sense now that Ejiofor has not been. He has not been for Nnamdi Kanu.
Very well.
And one of the lawyers then, that I can't remember, under his team or in his team, said that Nnamdi Kanu could only be fed with what they want. So it was then only the information that they want, the phantom, that they relate to him.
Yes.
And only the one they do want that they brought out to us.
Yes. That's it.
So, and that was one of the guys that is very close to Ejiofor. So from then, I knew that a lot of things it's not missing up. A lot of things is missing.
Yes.
But thank God that Simon there is out, but it's left for just reasonable thinkers, reasonable human beings to be able to comprehend this thing that is going on now. The gullible ones, sorry to say it, the gullible Biafrans, Igbos, will still tell you that, and no, they'll still tell you that they don't see anything wrong in that. But it's a fact. But
thank you so much.
Let's move on.
Thank
we
you
are
so
moving
much.
on.
Yes,
We are getting closer to
very well.
the promised land.
Yes, thank you so much.
Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the prophet as he is, he told us that a lot of things, a lot of strange things will be happening.
Definitely. And
will be happening.
A lot of strange things have been happening.
It lasted, there's a broadcast. From now, that a lot of strange things will be happening. It's only left for reasonable ones to grab all these signs, all these things that are happening, and know that we are approaching our destination.
Yes. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much for calling, Mr. Mazi. Okay, thank you so much, all the way from Germany. Thank you for your submission. In fact, how can you look for a man?
It's a pleasure. I will be calling in anytime I'm available.
All right.
I love what you guys are doing. I will be calling in. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Mix in and add to the flavor, a little flavor to what your people that is saying. Our people need it.
Yes.
Every bit of information.
Very much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, that's well done, my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You see, Biafrans, we have to understand this. You came to arrest somebody. You caught his brother. His brother should be able to give you more information about him. So the best person you can hold is the brother. You freed his brother, but you killed his PA. Does it make sense? You killed his PA and burned his PA to ashes. You didn't even take the PA somewhere to actually investigate him so that you can, even if you want to get information about the person you came for. If truly you came for Ejiofor, you would have taken the PA, even if you don't want to take his brother. But the first person at least that should have been taken is supposed to be his brother, because his brother would be the one to give you the information that you actually need, because his brother is closest to him and his brother can tell you where he could be. And of course, let's just assume that you decided to leave his brother. You took his PA. You didn't take his PA to take him to where you can actually probe him and interrogate him and torture him to give you information. You killed him on the way. You burned his body, burned the car and all of that just to destroy all traces of evidence. That tells you that Ejiofor and the DSS and the Nigerian government, the Fulani Caliphate, had a program and a plan. So just like Mazioke have said from his call, that is enough evidence to you. Like he said, most of our people will say it doesn't matter. They are so nonchalant. Anyways, we don't blame them, because of course slavery has a way of distorting the mental, stability of people, and it affects them the way they behave and the way they reason. But check it out. You came into somebody's house all the way, took all your gadgets, all your vehicles, all your stuff. You came at night in that kind of massive way and force. You jumped the gate, destroyed so many things, took some people, killed only one person, took some people captive. You didn't get the person you came for. You now got his brother, who is closest to him, whom you can torture to get more information about him, all the details you need to get about him. You freed him, and then you killed the PA and you burned him to ashes. And then now they use that as an indirect way of paying him some money in the guise of saying that they are compensating him. That money that was paid to him was actually part of the contract deal in the role he's playing right now. In the role he's playing right now, that is massively part of it. Kelechi, we will give them hell soonest. Honestly, we're not soonest now. They will see the hell. That game they're playing with some of our people and some of these saboteurs in Britain, will give them hell. We're giving them that hell. And between now and the next 109 days, they're going to see that Biafra will come in truth and in spirit, and nothing can stop it. Thank you so much, my brother Maxwell. You're welcome. Vine Maxwell, welcome to the show. You're live. Please go on.
Thank you so much, Mazi Kelechi, and good afternoon from upper eastern part of Ghana, Bolgatanga to be precise. I would like to use this opportunity to tell our people that no matter how the ego flies, no matter how high the ego flies, people will always be depressed of the ego.
Of course.
I do not know the reason why our people are out to do most of these things. There is no difference from what Nnamdi Azikiwe said to Ojukwu, to our great leader, late Pa Ojukwu. He told the French people to stop supporting the rebels. Who were the rebels Azikiwe was referring to? It was Ojukwu, our gallant leader, and those that died, the gallant men and women of Biafran army. Azika also went to London, said that there were no genocide committed against the Igbos. These were Igbo-speaking Biafrans, typical Igbo-speaking Biafrans. Why is it that it is in our blood to destroy our own instead of build our own or support to build our own? Same thing is happening to Mazi Simon Ekpa today. Same thing has happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is already languishing in the cell of the DSS. Why are our people so out to destroy their own instead of building and supporting their own? Go to the north. You look at how they are supporting, even clamoring to arm them, to give them AK-47 to fight themselves. Do you know how long it took them to even proscribe the Fulani terrorist bandits? When Boko Haram, if not the United States that came out, do you think that the Nigerian government, the North, were able to prescribe support in the proscription of Boko Haram when they did? Why are our people different? Why are we different? What kind of record, what kind of example are we setting out there for our own people to believe? Must we be known as people that betray their own? I'm beginning to think that if guys not talking, we are from the tribe of Esau. Or Jacob that betrayed his elder brother.
Oh my! It's
I am bitter. Kelechi, I am bitter. I am worried for what our people continuously. In fact, some of them are doing it right now as we speak.
Yes.
Some are doing it. Some are destroying the legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some are also trying to by all means, the legacy, the leadership of Simon Ekpa. This thing that happened there, I know the Nigerian security system and how they operate. That thing was properly staged. It was staged. They did it and cleared the evidences, everything, the traces. There is a place when we do something, they say, don't leave traces.
Yes.
Because when you leave traces, if investigators come in there, they will begin to, pick one or two together, try to fix them together and find out the truth. They did what they did, they staged it, they did it, and they clear all the traces that are supposed to link to anything, during the investigation. That is what they do. And God is going to expose them. I just pray that the people in Biafra land will not be deterred by what they see or what is happening in the legal, system of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the legal, section. Please. Be careful who you talk to in Biafra land. Be careful how you move around. I have some of my friends, old friends that are in Ohofia battalion. Some of the soldiers, most of them from Benue, Idoma boys, they are not happy with what is going on there. I've been speaking to them, they've been calling me. In fact, sometimes I say, if you deal with my people, I'm coming back, you know me, you know what we can do. Then we smile. Some of them are not happy, only that they don't know what to do. Only that I keep in contact, I keep in touch with most of them. I want my people, my brothers and sisters in Biafra land to please be careful. Keep on, the fire burning. By the grace of God, at the end of it all, the truth shall prevail, and the freedom God has given to us will come to us. May God bless you and bless the work that you are doing. May God bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, N'Oduduwa, Sunday Igboho, Pa Adebanji, Akintoye, and the rest of them.
Thank you so much.
Continue to protect you and provide for you. Thank you,
Mazi. I'm sorry, you called me the other time. I missed your calls. Please, let's talk after now. Please, I'm sorry I missed the calls. I forgot again to call back. So, many things, so many work and so many things on my head. So I just forgot to call back. I'm sorry. But we'll talk later anyways. Let's talk later after now.
All right.
Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you so much, Mazi. Thank you, Maxwell. That was Mazi Maxwell. Great guy and all of that, and of course has been in the system, and of course both a Biafran and of course a Ghanaian. So he's fully part of us. Thank you so much for calling. And the lines are open. I'll keep reading the messages. Now look at it, Kelechi. We'll give them hell. Yes, that's what we're going to do, my brother. And I've said that before. We're giving them the hell now. We'll never trust him since the beginning. Edith Nedu says she never trusts him. No reasonable person would trust that guy, would have ever trusted that guy. Look at the E-Frogs now. They are not saying anything. The E-Frogs. And please, I want to remind us, before I forget, let me give this announcement. We have successfully concluded the continual joint media publicity and broadcast with the Oduduwa media. And of course, we have continued that. We have already sealed that deal and approved by Mazi Simon Ekpa that on this platform, Biafra Global Network, we're going to be having every Friday, we are going to be having the Alliance in Focus, where we're going to be having the Oduduwa media represented and some guests from the Oduduwa world or from the Oduduwa nation at every time, depending on that particular week and the program we have. From next week, Friday, 25th of November, we're going to be having a joint media broadcast with the Oduduwa Nation media every Friday, 1 p.m. Biafra time on this platform, Biafra Global Network, every Friday. And we're going to be featuring every of their media personnel in relation to continuing talking and sensitizing our people about the alliance. And at the same time, we're going to be featuring elders in Oduduwa world as time goes on. But we're going to be having the media. Koiki Media will always be with us. And of course, he will be joined by other media personnel, and they will continually be here every Friday, 2 and 1 p.m. Biafra time, 1 p.m. Biafra Oduduwa time. We're going to be here, every Friday. The program is the Alliance in Focus. And every last Friday of the month, we're now going to have the mega joint broadcast where all the media personnel of the Oduduwa Nation and the media personnel of Biafra Nation, all of us will come together, in that joint massive broadcast. And we're going to be also every last Friday, 1 p.m. Biafra time, we're going to have that mega media mass conference, with all the media personnel coming together. But every Friday of the week, 1 p.m. Biafra time, we're going to be having, one or two of the media personnel from the Oduduwa world or the Oduduwa Nation coming on this platform. And at the same time, we can be having guests, elders from Oduduwa Nation coming also to talk to us and also on this issue. And sometimes we'll also have elders from our own end, Biafra Nation, also come with us. Of course, Prince Ezem Ihanacho will always be here on that Friday too with us in that particular broadcast. So I want you to write it down. Please put it in your diary every Friday. The Alliance in Focus. That's the name of the program. And we're going to be having topics under that name, under that brand program. So thank you. As we continue reading now, Mercy Mwala says, I stopped reading Ejiofor's updates of Onyendu's visit when every recent update sounds like the previous one. They have always sounded the same narrative. I thank God for the dragon and the autopilot. The same narrative. You can't come to us. How can you come to smart people and keep playing the same game, the same prank, childish prank? That is why we have been fighting him from time. But Mazi Simon Ekpa just kept calm. It's not as if it was waiting for the right time, and this is the right time. And it came at the time we have the Pro Max stage of the Water program. It came at the right time. This is the time that we need to, because now that we're bringing him down, we're bringing all their strategies down. Because he's actually the one who has been upholding all these people. Ejiofor has been the one upholding the sabotage. He has been the one fueling the sabotage. He has been the one making the sabotage continue. He has been the one making the e-frogs jumping from one platform to the other, making irritating noise, but they can't destroy anything. They are not e-rats. Rats can destroy things, but frogs can't. Rats can destroy your document. So if you call them rats, that means they can destroy what we're doing. They can't destroy the struggle. They can't destroy the movement. They can't destroy the fight for freedom. But they are frogs. That's why we call them e-frogs. So they move around, jumping from one platform. All they need to do, some of them can even come here now and start making some funny noise. They can't destroy what we're doing. We still move on. They can jump on Mazi Simon Ekpa's platform, make some noise. That's all they do because they are frogs. They just jump from one platform to the other and make noise, and that is the end of them. That is where they ended. So as much as we have destroyed and we are bringing down, we have brought down Ejiofor, we have brought down the whole strength of the sabotage, because he's actually representing the Fulani Caliphate. He's also representing the Southeast politicians or the Biafra politicians. He's also representing the defunct members of the DOS. He's also representing the e-frogs that are connected to these defunct members of the DOS. So he represents all. He's the one who made all of them potent. Now we have busted him, we have clipped his wings, and now he is down. So we have totally destroyed the internal enemies. We have totally destroyed the internal sabotage. Now, in this Promax stage, we have been able to achieve that. And now we are going for the Fulani Caliphate. This time around, we're telling them in the 109 days from now, we are getting our Biafra, and nothing can stop us. We are entering into our nation, and we are going to get our freedom. And that is what we are resolved to do. That is why you see most of us coming out strongly now, because we are ready. Whatever they think they want to do, let them go and do it, but they cannot succeed because Chukwu Okike is with us. We are strongly covered by the power of Chukwu Okike. We are coming by the power and the name of Chukwu Okike. We are not coming by our own name, our own power. No, he gives us the intelligence, he gives us the strength, he gives us every ability to pursue this thing to its logical conclusion. So we must get this. And that is what has been ordained. Blessing, Ngozi, God. Good afternoon, Mazi. How are you doing? Thank you, Blessing. I am doing fine, and good to have you too. We are rounding up very soon, so let me read the messages and get the messages. If you want to call in, I'll take about 2 more calls, and then we end it for today. And as I read the message, super analysis. Thank you so much, Josephine. Josephine, thank you so much for that compliment. I thank you for that. Blessing, Ngozi. Thank you so much for that also. Thank you so much, Blessing and Godly. We have Godly Mike 111. For a while, I've not seen you. Good afternoon, Mazi. Thank you so much, Godly Mike. Good to have you again today. Thank you so much. Please, you can go back to the old messages and old broadcast and read and also watch them also. Thank you. Wajina, since Ejiofor danced with Odumeje, I learned that he's compromised. He's been, in fact, that day I saw him with that guy too. Was the day I sealed up. I said, no, this one's this cult. This is a cult. So they are all part of this clique. Okay, this is the cult he's coming from. That's when I concluded the cult he's coming from. And all of that. Mr. Dazaran says self-adulation. Yes, so that's what it is. That's what Ejiofor likes. Self-adulation. That's all he represents. And Josephine says that is how FFK is deceiving people with calling Jesus Christ, pretending he's praying. Ejiofor always called Umuchineke, went to his church and took title of knight. That's, you see, showbiz man, and that is why all that one. That is what we call social revolution. The tactics that the Fulanis use, that Usman Danfodio, I told you about it. If you remember the teaching of yesterday, the tactics of Usman Danfodio, social conquest. They use him to socialize and penetrate you. He came and took the title of a knight. He came and he will tell you this. He will post himself. He'll be into all this and move that with Odumeje to showcase. People like Odumeje. The people like to watch Odumeje because of his foolish swag. So he now joined that force to express so that people will see him with him. They will say, "Wow, powerful force. This is powerful force." That's why the Nigerian DSS slapped Odumeje the other time. Let me not go there. Now that slap represents the fall of Ejiofor, because that slap that the DSS or the military or whoever they are that they gave to Odumeje that time, they were destroying his property, a part of his property. That slap represented the fall of this Ejiofor, because they are in the same court. He didn't know that slap is a sign that he's going to fall very soon, and his time has come. He has fallen. So that's it. Using God, they use God to socialize, and using religion, call the name of the Lord, and then try to socialize, penetrate you. Using religion as a means, religion and also social approach to conquer you, the same way they did to the Hausas and conquered them. The same way the approach they use in conquering the Hausas. So Mercy Wala says Ejiofor is so greedy and treacherous. He blocked the way of every genuine lawyer visiting Onyendu in order to keep covering his agenda. He didn't even know what extraordinary rendition meant. It was Ejimako that made him understand. And today he's trying to ride on that wing of what somebody else brought into the system, trying to get the glory to himself. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says he's good, he's wonderful, he's happy with what I'm doing, with the way we are doing the case. And when did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu begin to believe? When did he begin to believe in the courts, or in the courts of the enemies? Since when did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu start believing in the courts of the oppressor? Nonsense. Joseph says this our brother Colin is correct, because during Python dance, Ejiofor was very strong in his defense. Okay, talking about Mazi, okay, when he called, right, okay, right, correct. Thank you so much. Chiem Obunike says till date, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still without his eyeglasses, so they want his eyesight damaged. That is what Ejiofor is coming to tell us, that he's in high spirit, he's firm. He's seeing with the eyes of the spirit. He doesn't need to see with the eyes of the physical. Nonsense people and stupid people who just come to try to, they're not even smart. Messi Wanda says, Chai, Ejiofor kept Onyendu in the dark. He will suffer for it. Yes, he will suffer for it, and his suffering has just begun. He's going to go down for it. Lots of things are going to come against him. Ejiofor is involved in a conspiracy of silence. Yes, so Mrs. Adazan says that, and that is it. Conspiracy of silence. All hail Biafra. Nicholas is saying all hail Biafra. Onyemachi in G. Is it in G? This thing is Binta Nyako. Okay, you're reminding me of Binta Nyako. Okay, I remember, yes. Onyemachi, thank you so much for that. And of course, we have Mr. Dazan. Ejiofor's ego has been badly deflated. Very badly deflated. And that is just the beginning of the show. He's going to get it right very, very hard. Edith Nedu, God bless you, sir. Thank you so much, Edith Nedu. Good to have you. I've not seen, it's a long time I saw Tina Martinsos. Where is she? We have not seen her all this while. I hope she's fine, but I believe she's fine anyways. Mike Dame, exactly. Okay, talking about one of my comments and all of that. So good to have that from you also. And we have Neka Iloanusi. Okay. Carol White, Ambassador Delane Onyendu MNK released for the benefit of his Southeast politicians. They are working together. They don't want him to come out. They want him to die there. So, but we are telling them that he's not going to die because spiritually, God is in control of that. And physically, we're going to get him out. We know how to get him out, and we're doing everything and make sure he's going to get out. Not by their law, their courts cannot give us justice. We know their courts can't give us justice. We know what to do, and we're doing them hard, and we're going to put more pressure, and we're going to get him freed. So whether they like it or not, we're going to get that freedom, and he's going to get that freedom because he's going to come and lead us into our freedom. He's going to march into our freedom with us. He's going to be with us, and of course, we are saying that he's going to be our first president. That's what we are deciding. Edith Nedu, God bless you, sir. Thank you so much, Edith. You missed the R the other time, so you're trying to correct it here. Thank you. Eva Mart says, yes, sir, speak for your students here. Okay, speak for your students here. Okay, Eva Mart, okay. Thank you so much, Eva Mart. Thank you so much for that. Mike Dami, Neka, you want to see exactly, they want to turn IPOB into political party. Yes, from family meeting to political party. That's what they want to do. You know, Aubrey's Dish is laughing here. You know, I think you're laughing too about the Carol White thing I was talking about then. Brother, you are saying our mind. Ogechiku Okosa, thank you so much. Ogechiku, I've not seen you for a while, but good to have you here. Of course, that is what it is, and that is what he represents. So we are going to Ogechiku Okosa is also laughing in Nigeria. Okay, it's 500 naira. And the Carol White is 500 naira in Nigeria, right? Oh my God, maybe that's the one he buys. He has them. He has a shelf full of the Carol White, you know, and then he will now begin to rub until the thing fade his brain, and then he will now come out and begin to say Muchuneke, nonsense and ingredients, according to our when we are later, nonsense and ingredients. I don't know what that means, nonsense and ingredients, the ingredients that make up the nonsense. Anyways, Josephine Ejiofor is not spiritual. That is why he did not understand that message from Onion Dude about Dragon. Yes, that you're correct about Mazi Samanepa. The Dragon Samanepa, the giving of the mantle. Okay, the mantle has long been completed personally before MNK kidnap. That's it. The mantle has been there. You know, when he's not spiritual, he couldn't understand that. He thought that it was going to be, and that is over his dead body that he's talking about. And that is it. His body is already dying. He's bleaching himself away. And very soon, just like God told Adam, you're going to die when you eat this fruit. Now that he has eaten it, he has eaten this forbidden fruit, he's going to die according to his words over his dead body, and he's going to die. So what he has said will come upon him. So we say he said to him, as he said over his dead body. Now that Simon Epa is piloting the affairs of the stuff, he has to die. So that Carol White is Robin will fade his skin until his skin fades into dissuetude and until he goes finally into the realm of the dead. So he has said it. He has brought the curse upon himself. That continues from him. Mike Dame says, if Josephine, he know Simon will not dance to their tune. Yes, he knows. That's why he couldn't. He said, you know, that over his dead body. Amadori Umu Chupi right and their cohorts, E-frogs. They are call them E-frogs. They're not E-rats. You know, they're E-frogs. That's what they are. And Josephine, at Mike, correct, he can't. Yes, he can't. He cannot at all. And then he cannot penetrate him. Mike, Josephine, exactly. That was MNK's trust. That was MNK trusted him, despite not being long member of IPOB. Yes, so MNK trusted him very well. That was why MNK emphatically said, you must go, and emphasized on it. When he was mentioning other people's name, when it came to Mazi Samanepa, he emphasized on it. That tells you a lot. So people should reason, you know. They know that. That's why they actually are fighting him, and they are fighting him and dropping dead. Because if God has not ordained Mazi Nnamdi and ordained Mazi Samanepa, you can fight. But as long as they are ordained, the spirits will keep dealing with you. So keep fighting to your peril. Good day, good man, David. GCK Nwokeoma. Thank you so much, good man. Good to have you here. Thank you so much, my brother. Blessing God says that's why I like Mazi Simon as much as he's a very wise man. Yeah, so very, very wise and operates wisely. And Wakego says, time to end the Ejiofor is now. Yes, we're ending him, and that's why we're exposing him, and we'll receive another exposition this evening by Mazi Samanepa that will keep him in that dark and keep him away from this until he resigns and runs away, until he's arrested by his, because it will get to a time that the zoo will have no choice than to arrest him. So that is where we're going. That's where we're going. Dollar Fox, right on color. Thank you, Dollar Fox, and you're here. Good to have you here. Mr. Dazan says, it is an empty vessel that makes the greatest noise. Ejiofor, an empty vessel. He makes noise everywhere. Has he been making noise recently? Because he knows he's down, he's out, he has faded. Samuel, thank you. No, be smart, you know. Arumeru. That's it. Oh, Aru. Honestly, I'm telling you, God forbid Samuel says, you know, and of course we have a Mr. Dazan saying only a high irresponsible man bleaches his skin. Highly irresponsible. Yes, highly irresponsible, very irresponsible. That's he. That's what he is. Mike Dame says Samuel and Chuku Belu. Exactly. Okay, you're concurring to what somebody said. Josephine says Ejiofor told me us he has video of the kidnap. Don't mind that man. Don't mind that man. He don't see. You know, when you see people playing games, you know. So we'll talk about that later. Mike Dame, he knows because before MNK was kidnapped, told ESN was killed, even one in Ejiofor's house. Yes, he knows. He knows definitely. Because as a lawyer, he knows where his client is at all times in case of anything. Mike Mwala, Ejiofor is already gone. Dear friends, do not want him any longer. Expired carrot white. Expired carrot white, and also at the same time, done and dusted barrister. The barrister that is always done and dusted. Woman should stop bleaching because he uses his wife's bleaching cream on the dressing table. Who told you? He has his own shelf. He has his own shelf of his own bleaching cream. They are competing. He and his wife, they are competing. You know, the wife said, please don't use my cream again. He go and get money from IPOB, you know, and then use it to buy more cream. And the zoo government give him more money. He said, wife, I have money to buy cream. I have money to, he has a shelf. I have money for this cream. So leave it. I have it. Ikenna, thank you. Abalobi, thank you. Good afternoon, bro. Thank you so much, Ikenna, for joining. I'm delighted seeing you guys always here. It makes me happy. Chiem says, Ejiofor said he has the video of everything that happened to our leader and promised to release it. Why hasn't he done that up until now? He's finding. Let's keep watching. He said he has the videos. Let's keep watching. That's how they tell themselves lies. You know. Let's keep watching. Let's see whether maybe he doesn't want to expose himself by exposing it. So let's see. Let's keep watching. Mike Dame says Apgar was even supporting him and US. Why condemning Simon? That was when many people knew their game plan. They are all part of these things. They are all the politicians. They are all with them because they are fighting for their cause, their collective interest. You know, they are the ones who are the Nigerians because Nigeria belongs to those the business people. And one Kego says the criminal Ejiofor blocked me a few months ago. He's not with us for a very long time. It's very unfortunate that most of our people are noticing this evil act of Ejiofor. It's very unfortunate that most of our people, you know, okay, maybe one day say he's very fortunate that most people are beginning to acknowledge it. Okay, Obrizichi says, Mazi, please advise our women to stop bleaching because he's using his wife's bleaching cream on the dressing table. Okay, I understand you. Obrizichi says, please, women, stop bleaching because when you bleach, the man will see the bleaching cream and see how you are shining. They want to also shine because they don't believe in themselves. They'll go and take the cream and start rubbing on themselves. So please go and stop bleaching. It's not even good for your skin. But if you say you want to destroy your skin as a woman, go and hide the bleaching cream somewhere that the man will not get it, because you know such kind of men, and hide it maybe under the ground. Anytime you want to go and bleach, you just go and take it and rub yourself. But I tell you, our advice generally, bleaching is not good for your skin. Be confident of who you are. Be confident of your color. That is why we're so inferior to the Europeans and the Americans and other people. We always see ourselves inferior, and that's why we see that everything we do, we are thinking of them. We always believe that they are more and more important. He deceived, Ada Oko says he deceived all of us to think Ejimako was bad. I was wondering if he initially was also worked with Rita Eze and Nelly. Yes, of course, he actually made us feel that this guy is bad because he wants to get the attention to himself alone. You know, attention. He loves that attention. Mercy Wala, let the lead counsel Ezekome take up his real position. He's taking his position, but doesn't need to come and start countering this man in public. I am the lead counsel. No, you are not the lead counsel. I'm the lead counsel. He doesn't need all of those details. He's the one doing the work. He knows that everybody knows that he's the lead counsel. So whatever Ejiofor is doing is for himself. Ikenna says Ejiofor is a real criminal. I have known that for so long time. Of course, he is a real criminal. Let's see what Maxwell has posted. He says Azikiwe told friends to stop supporting rebel. The rebels he was referring to was Great Ojukwu and gallant Biafran soldiers, as Asika denied the genocide against Biafrans. Yes, he did. He actually denied the genocide against Biafrans. That's it. So today, Ejiofor is playing the same role that the Fulanis played, Usman Danfodio played. Is the same role that Ejiofor is playing here. Penetrate the people socially, use religious pattern to talk to them, to douse tension in their minds, make them feel okay. The same strategy Usman Danfodio played. Josephine says Mazi Samanepa hindered the premature busting of Ejiofor, and because of our love and trust for Dragon Simon, everyone maintained it. But for me, it has yielded a good result. Yes, he actually kept, he held, I tell you, Mazi Simon held me because I wanted to bust him a long time ago. But because I have to go, I know that Mazi Samanepa knows what he's doing. I know that for sure. So that's why I calm down. Vine says, why are people so bad to their brothers and ready to betray each other for nothing? Why? That is the spirit that we are destroying. And by the rules and by the code of conduct we are going to institute in Biafra land, we are going to put stringent punishment for anybody who betrays, anybody who tries to sell the nation or sell anybody, or even use anybody as slave, or even kill anybody. We are serious this time around with Biafra. Biafra will change the narrative this time around. Iken Abalobi says, Ejiofor said he is surprised when Enyendo was discharged and acquitted. He's a madman. Yes, he actually said he didn't know that. He didn't know the implication of what he was saying then. Seth, you're welcome again. Ejiofor is really bad man. Yes, Seth, thank you for that submission. He's a bad guy. God bless Simon. Seth says again, thank you so much, Seth. Britain is the author of our misfortune. Of course, British is. They are the author of our misfortunes. You saw the video analysis I gave that time of that woman who was being tortured by that policeman and Ajayi and all of that. It's the complete analysis of these facts. Mr. Dazan says there is always that spirit in Igbos to self-destruct. But I thank God Almighty for those of us who will never compromise. Yes, that spirit is ever there. But we know that by Chukokike, we are going to destroy that spirit. Because that spirit wants to destroy us. We are going to destroy it. T.Us says, maybe Ejiofor's PM may have information on the role that Ejiofor planned in the adoption of our leader MNK from Kenya. Therefore, that's why Ejiofor took him out of the way. Yes, it's possible too. Maybe that particular information they want to get rid of. And that's why when they took the car and all of that, maybe they feel that the car might have something recording the voice, and maybe with the voice and all of that, the details of the actions that happened in the car, they have to destroy him and kill him and burn the car so that nobody can access in case the car has any kind of recording device in it, that somebody has put that Ejiofor doesn't even know about, or maybe Ejiofor is not aware of, and all of that. They just want to destroy so that it blocks every evidence. So they have to burn the car and burn the guy in the car. You can imagine that. Then they free his brother. That tells you that they are not the target. The target is that guy. That guy has some information that is so crucial to them. Mazi Maxwell is a real man with a freedom spirit. Thank you so much, Ikenna, for that. And Maxi Maxwell has already read it. And TR says, Ejiofor has become a big threat to the life of our great beloved leader, MNK. Yes, he's a very big threat, and that's why we're dealing with him now. Congratulations, British says, to Edith also, you guys are rejoicing here, and of course, okay, you're talking about okay today Oduduwa thing. Okay, good. I think that's why you guys are congratulating here, the congratulations to the Oduduwa, media partnership here. Good, that's it. We give glory to God and we'll continue here. Next week, Friday, is going to begin big time here. The Oduduwa Nation and the Biafra Nation will be having a platform here on Biafra Global Network to be broadcasting, to be discussing the narrative of our, alliance. And the program name is the Alliance in Focus. And we'll give it different titles for every Friday. Please like this video as you're watching now. Please, it's very important. You also help us by liking the video. Once you like the video, it shows more on different places for people to watch. So it's a very good one for you because we need to indoctrinate the world. I use that word, indoctrinate. We need to take over the world by our own messages. And you will do a great favor to us when we preach these words like this, and then you now share it all over the place. We will dominate the world when we have our messages all over the world, so that we will now conquer the bad messages and the wrong messages and the wrong narratives out there by making our own messages go viral. That is why it's good for you to like the video. And as soon as you like it, you begin to share on all your social media platforms. And then you subscribe if you have not subscribed. Please subscribe to the channel. It is a support to the program. It is a support to the platform. It will help us to boost and keep getting, being informed, to actually keep informing you. Remember, we are not... we are doing this job selflessly. We are not receiving salary from any quarter. We're not receiving any money from any quarter. So we're doing this thing selflessly. So it is your responsibility also to share to the world. Mike Dame says the game plan was a week before election. Ejiofor will tell Biafra MNK said they should vote. That's it. That's it. It's a gradual process. He's already coming to that. They should stop. They should help in peace. They should have all these talks is about that. So thank you so much, Akachuko Kike Abiyama, for rejoicing with us on that. Amaoku, I see your message now. Amaoku is here now. Amaoku, I see your message. You said good submission. Mesmwala, you're absolutely correct. Amaoku, thank you for joining also. And also, our time is against us. I will be fast in reading this time around. Lolo, the lady. Wow, Lolo, you are back. Good to have you. Mazin, they will keep up the good work. Ejiofor is the worst enemy. Thank you so much, Lolo, the lady. Good to have you here. I've been wondering where you've been. But of course, you said you actually have not been around. So good to have you here. How can Ejiofor be a target and someone else gets killed? Then him and his brother are still here with us. It entails action is suffering in action. That's it. You're correct, Eva Matt. That's the irony about the whole thing. That is why sensible people will know that this is a staged program. Obrizishi says that the Biafran last lady was warned. The Biafran last lady was warned, but come out for that useless ecto statement. Obrizishi. Thank you so much. She was warned, but she decided to throw herself. You see, they have to throw themselves out so that they will be exposed. That is the spirit of Biafra. It has to bring them out one way or the other. And of course, if you go to the videos I've made earlier, you will see where I addressed her on that ecto thing. I defeated her. She has not go to where I exposed her. She has not come to counter that. I exposed that ecto thing she brought out, the ectoparasites, the issue of symbiosis and all of those details. I exposed her and floored her. I used those things against her. Even the case of the autopilot. How can you have autopilot at the back of the flight? Autopilot is always in the cockpit where the pilot is. That's where the machine is. The autopilot button is. So not at the backstage. So she's flawed in all ways. She's not smart at all. Evermat says, how can Ejiofor be a target and someone, okay, we've read this, yes. That's so funny, so funny. Mazi Kele, no matter what the enemies do, God has given us the victory already. I only pray that Biafrans will endure because we are ready to the promised land. We're getting to the promised land. God bless and protect you all. Thank you so much, Mazi, Maxwell. Good one there. And Wakego, good job, Mazi. You keep the fire burning. Thank you so much, Wakego. Thank you. I appreciate you so much for that. No person sabotages our leader, MNK, and Biafra struggle and remain the same. Ejiofor will receive the disgrace of his career and life if he does not resign willingly within days. He said to your prayer, Mamoku. And we're getting into the messages, so I'll be through it very soon. Ugomba says Ejiofor also used the picture of himself and released Biafra detainees from DSS dungeon, shared on his suspicious Facebook to woo and manipulate gullible Biafrans who believe in him. That's it. They will bring they will release one person, they will come and brag about it and make people relax. That means very soon Mazinam Khan will release. They are pushing closer to the Biafra, to the election, pushing closer to the election. They're making us dance with them in their music. We are no more dancing. We have put off that music. We have stopped the music that Ejiofor is dancing to. We have stopped the music. Now he is naked, but he cannot dance anymore. He was naked. He was dancing naked because the music was going on. Now we have stopped the music. He's still dancing without music, and we are going to disgrace him. By the time he discovered that everybody's looking at him, it's now a disgrace. It's too late for him. Now he has said that he's going to over his dead body. That thing will come upon him. We have said it. Blessed Dom. Well done, our erudite brother Kelechi. Thank you so much. Blessed Dom. Thank you so much. Obris Dishes is here. Chineke. Don't mind that man. He's just a nitwit. He's just an empty vessel. Melike says great analysis, Mazikelechi of the Fulani game plan for Usman Danfodio and Barrister Ejiofor's role in the abduction of MNK. Ejiofor is the ringleader of the criminals against MNK. That's it. He's the ringleader, the one, because he's a lawyer, so nobody will suspect him. So they put him in that position as the ringleader so that he will sustain the tempo between the people and the caliphate. That's it. So Kevin says Ejiofor went to the extent of saying that our leader is having mental problems. Oh Lord, I don't want to even talk about that again, because that thing is so annoying. Let's go says so AO_ let's go says the fear of Simon is the beginning of wisdom. That's it. Let's go, my brother. You're good to. Well, I'm happy to have you here. And Kingsley says we must start showing example. It's time to take the bull by the horn. We are doing that already. We're doing that. It's gradual. Just let's keep going on. We're going gradually. Sewage frogs. Just they are really sewage frogs, honestly. That's where they drink their water. That's where they feed from. Then they come out and make noise. They feed from the sewage and then they come out to make noise. My beloved brother, you are doing great. Thank you, Victory and Liberation Mandate TV. Thank you so much for that message. Good to have you too. We have AO, let's go. Good work, comrade. Kudos to you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Obri's Dishes say something now. So Obri's Dishes says they are fighting for their belly, stomach infrastructure. That's it. And they are fighting for their greed and all of that. You know, and then we have Margaret Jogwe. Greater is he that is in us, Biafra, than he that is in the saboteurs. Yes, so Margaret Jogwe, you're correct. We have Evermart. Yes, Ejiofor told us he has the video of what happened at MNK's MSC suggested that in one of his broadcasts to release that and that, but hail and behold, we are still waiting for that update. He will not release it. He's just trying to show everybody that he's in control of everything, you know, and all of that. So, and let me read the last messages. Thank you. I have a few messages. Thank you, Mazi Kelechi, for the active participatory class. Kudos. Thank you so much, Mesinwala. Yes, it's very it's participatory. Sorry, my tongue is beginning to run too fast. Ikenna Abolobi, thank you so much. That offer in his name will render him useless. That's it. So that offer will render him useless. Please share this video according to Obri's Dishes. She has reminded us. Please share and share and share and share and share. Please share, like the video, and share on all your social media platforms. Please, I beseech you, I plead with you, do that so that we can take over the media and we can dominate all the lies out there. We need you to do that. If you don't do that, we will not be able to achieve it. So please like the video first, because when you like it, it also shows on your on other platforms that you like the video, and then people will begin to check. And also share it at the same time on all social media platforms, because without you, we can't dominate the media. We need to dominate the media so that we can conquer all the lies in the media. We need to dominate the media. Uchechi, Edward, what are you leaking? It seems that Obri's Dishes have given you the Edika income. Evermart, and she didn't send it to me. Evermart, how can Ejiofor be a target and someone else? Okay, you have said that before. You know, that's it. That's how funny it is. Good afternoon, Mazi Kelechi. Chidex Shams, you know, Ahams. Sorry, I remember. Yes, Chidex Ahams. Good to have you. This is the second time I'm seeing your messages. The second day of broadcast. Blessing, Opoku says down and dusted barrister Ejiofor woman. Done and dusted barrister. That's who he is. Done and dusted barrister. Blessing Opoku says Ejiofor is a snake under the green grass. Thanks to you, Mazi Kelechi. Yes, so he's a snake under the green grass. Very dangerous people. Very dangerous people. Let's Go says this: the set of media warriors in autopilot are classic and intelligent, not like those adversaries in DOS. They are not DOS, they are only sacked members of the DOS. They have been sacked, so don't call them DOS. If you call them DOS, it means that they are the DOS. No, they can't be DOS. I've explained all of these details about DOS in previous. Just go look at it, you get it. When I explained the issue of when Uchechi came out and did all those nonsense and all of that, and I had to do some narrative about command and control. So if you go down on this channel, you'll see some of the video about command and control. You get the details of what DOS means and all of that. So it's well explained. Ugo C says, brother, I hail. Thank you so much, Ugo. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ugo. Ugo. And this message from Margaret Jogwe says, we still stand for no election in Biafra land. No shaking. We are standing gidigba on that. Nobody will change that narrative. If they like, they should jump into their sewage place and as the frogs they are, jump into their sewage and drink all the liquid in the sewage. We say no election. It came in good to have you. Ejiofor will give up because he can't stand and fight truth, and the truth will hit him hard, and he will perceive an external stimulus, a feeling that he can never deny that will make him to quit. That's it. Ejiofor is already gone. It's already gone. He's a very, very terrible person. Kinsley says, but Ejiofor, the social media autonomy has fallen from the top to the bottom. That's it. Oh, he has fallen, and that is what after they slapped Odumeje, that slap has already was pointing to the fall of Ejiofor. You know, basically, you're not replied. I message you now. Okay, you sent me a message. I'll check it out. I've not actually looked at my messages because I was preparing for broadcast, and now, of course, I'll check it out as soon as I'm through So please bear with me on that. Tinangozi says, Tinangozi Clerkin says Barrister Ejiofor should tell Biafrans what happened to his PA. He will not tell you. They have already covered. He has collected money, so he will not tell you. He will pretend as if he doesn't know what happened, but he will be exposed. He has been exposed already, so we know there's a way God does his things. So he's exposed. Kenna says, always remember. He came here from sorry. Always remember, you can never defend a truth or fight it and win. That's it. You can never. How can you fight truth when truth is actually the creation of all things, the creator of all things? If your voice ready, is already done and dusted. His matter is done and dusted. They're done and dusted barrister. You know, John Almeida says Ejiofor should simply step down because loads of crosses already in his direction. Yes, so he has to step down. He has no choice than to step down. The last message here. Well done, Casey. You are doing great. Thank you so much, Edward Uchechi Ogomo. Thank you all for being part of this broadcast. In fact, you have made this day as we interacted, as we discussed. And please, if you didn't watch from the beginning, go back and listen to the beginning. You will see the messages, how the analysis I made about Ejiofor and the things he has been doing. This evening, Mazi Samanekpa will be giving more revelations on Ejiofor. And as much as time permits us also, we're going to come here and to say many things. Tomorrow is the program Recreating Biafra. Tomorrow we're going to be here live, and I want you to please join us 1 p.m. Biafra time. We're going to have our guest and Prince Ezem here Nacho, and he's going to be here live with us on Recreating Biafra. After this week, we're going to adjust our program. On Thursdays, we're going to be having Why Africa program, and then we're going to, because on Fridays we're going to be having the joint broadcast with the Oduduwa Nation Media. We're going to be having that joint broadcast with them, the Oduduwa Nation, every Friday 1 p.m. here on the program, The Alliance in Focus. Every Friday 1 p.m. here. Please share this, cut this part, share it, let people hear it, let people be part of it every Friday. And then on Thursdays, we're going to be having that Why Africa program. And then we're going to move the Recreating Biafra program to merge with the Mind Surgery show. So we're going to have Mind Surgery show and Recreating Biafra program every Monday. So we're going to adjust all of that. And please, thank you so much for being part of it. Please like this video. Please like this video. Please like this video. Please share on all your social media platforms. Talk to people directly. Tell them, watch this video or go to this channel. You will get real messages. Because on this channel, we're going to be getting real messages. Kinsley says, may Chukwu Okike continue to protect Simon Ekpa and all true lovers, all true followers of MNK. Thank you so much. Yes, so he said to that prayer, may Chukwu Okike keep protecting the people. Ogo Omega says, watching from Washington, D.C. The Lord is your strength, Casey. Remember this. Thank you so much, Ugo. Thank you all the way from Washington, D.C., several kilometers away. I wish Ejiofor can summon courage to come out on a live broadcast and throw up an open challenge between, and throw up, okay, when you say throw up, okay, an open challenge between himself and his e-frogs and the autopilot media personnel guys. He can't beat Kelechi. Honestly, let him come out with that stuff. We will face him. Let him come out if he has the guts, if he has the balls. But they can't. They don't have anything to offer. They are just frogs, as you have mentioned. They are just e-frogs. They don't have anything to offer. How can they come and challenge people who have everything it takes, who are standing on truth? How can you challenge truth? You can't challenge truth. You will always be disgraced. In fact, it will expose you more. So thank you so much, Evermat, for that. Let them do it. Let somebody tell them to do that. Maybe one of their e-frogs should tell him to come and do that, and let's discuss. I've told you that Ejiofor cannot even on a case in court, I don't think he can defeat me in spite of his legal background. No, because there are some things that you know how to argue. We can argue cases very well. So he's just, you see what he has done. He has messed himself up. He's not effective. He's empty barrel, just like Mr. Dazawan said. Tina Ngozi says, Master Prophet was the first that saw his hypocrisy, but we did not believe him. They're all in the same game together. It's just that they are falling out. They fall out. They begin to, when criminals are together, they begin to disregard themselves because they don't trust each other. So at this time around, or in that regard, they'll begin to now offend one another, and they'll start exposing themselves. So they're all in the business together. So let's leave all those people. They're all in the business together. Thank you so much, Evermart. Thank you so much, Evermart. That's just the fact. And so thank you all for being in this program. And I want to say, please, tomorrow join us on the Recreating Biafra program. And as we continue the issue of how we're going to recreate our country, our nation, Biafra, we are coming with a new design. The world will envy us. The world will look at Biafra and say, wow, this is really a nation in Africa that sets the pace for global, and what do I call it now? Global, that sets the pace for global change and restoration. Global change and restoration. Global change and restoration. That is what Biafra will be. A cynosure of true democracy and true development, of trueness of a nation. That's what Biafra represents. Thank you all for joining. Thank you all. I want to appreciate you all for everything that you have been to us, for what you have done, for being part of it. I want to thank Mazi Samaneta wherever he is. Let God continue to bless him, keep him, strengthen him. I want to thank Mazin Nandekano, who has made this opportunity for us all and who has put in the minds of both the Oduduwa people, the Oduduwa nation, and all other tribes in the contraption and all over the world, Africans all over the world, to make us come to the consciousness of our freedom. And I want to thank Professor Banji Akintoye for his resilience, his doggedness, and for keeping fit with the concept of freedom. I want to thank Sunday Igbohu, who is resilient and who has taken actions evident of true freedom, of people who are looking for freedom, who know what they know, what they want. I want to thank Koiki Media. I want to thank him very well for standing tall and defending the cause of truth and freedom. I want to thank all the autopilot media personnel. All of you men, you guys are too much. You are great, working hard without pay, without salaries, doing everything we have to do, coming to the media, cutting out, giving our time to do all of this. I want to thank the Umuada who are doing their marvelous works in all the ways they are doing it. I want to thank every committee under the auspices of the Autopilot IPOB doing their works to make sure that they keep one thing, those ones on the constitution, those ones on the development program, those ones on the recruitment and all of that, different committees and different boards working under the auspices of the IPOB Autopilot and seeing to it that once Mazin Namdekano comes out, we have everything intact to lay on his table, and for his approval. And of course, we're going to tell him, you must be the first person to lead us, even if it's for 4 years, you'll be our president, and then you set the pace for others to follow, because our nation will be a great one. Thank you all. I want to say I love you all. Thank you all for being part of it. Please share this program, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. Let's promote our own. Subscribe. Just click the subscription button and then be part of those who are promoting truth and be part of those who will be blessed by Chuku for promoting truth. Thank you also very well, everyone. Emmanuel Obino, God bless you. Thank you so much. Obris Dishes, thank you so much for your message. I say thank you to all of you, and Chuku Okike bless you all. Ise. Let me play the video of what happened today so that we can have it, and then we can now look at that callous policeman who actually didn't care. It was like a normal thing, in spite of the fact that these guys were attacked by Fulani men. It didn't matter. Just look at the policeman. Look at this video I'm going to play now, and look at the action of the policeman. Just look at it so that you can know what I'm talking about.
9.
We're going to Calabar.
Okay.
That's
what are the armed how many people? They are not armed robbers, they are headsmen.
They are not armed robbers, sir.
Okay.
They are headsmen. They are not armed robbers. They are headsmen. They didn't come to rob us. They were just trying to drag us to the bush.
Okay.
You understand?
Want to
they
kidnap
didn't ask for a gun or for any of our people.
Okay.
They wanted to kidnap us. They were with knives and guns.
Yeah.
So
okay,
as they took us, they were taking us to that direction. So I had to block the place. They have taken them to the forest now. They just entered there. Me and Brian and this myself there. So they were
okay, carry some people go forest.
9 people.
9 people go forest.
Then 6. No, the driver to the 4 people. So they entered the city.